Hi guys.
Hey guys,
Well, we finally did it. We finally finished our reno.
we have done it. It's been a long haul, but we're finally here and we're pretty happy, but we're also tired. But today is all about positive and getting to this end of the reno.
We better introduce ourselves because I'm sure there's a lot of you who are just joining us for the very first time. Our channel is Our Journey on Pico Island. I'm Laura.
I'm Carlos.
And welcome.
Welcome. And this channel that we've had for it's over 2 years now. And we have basically archived our renovation during this whole experience, which has been great. The reason for starting the channel, for some of you watching this for the first time, was to promote the island and to share our experiences here in the Azores. And we're once a week, we have a video, and we'll continue to do so. But this particular one is just about our reaching the pot of gold, I guess, at the end of the day, which has been no more renovations. Maybe a few more things, but pretty much it's done. And we just wanted to, again, share with you. A lot of you have been along with us for the ride, and you followed us week after week, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah. So this video, we just want to take you guys through from the beginning of purchasing the house to the big reveal, which we will show at the end of the video, so you have to stay tuned.
Don't forget the middle.
In the middle, there's always a middle.
The renovations.
The renovations.
Because that's really what you're going to be seeing a lot of. But before that, let's talk a little bit about Pico Island. Pico Island is one of the 9 islands of the Azores. Azores being one of the 7 regions of Portugal, middle of North Atlantic. 5.5 hours from Toronto, for example, 2 hours from Lisbon and parts of Europe.
We bought our house in 2021, and today is March 24th, 2024.
Special day.
It's a very special day. We are celebrating the end of our reno.
Yes, and not only that, we're also celebrating picking up our first guests that will be staying here actually for a year. Very special guests, and we are so happy to have them. And we really hope that they enjoy not only being here at the house, but more importantly, being here on the island, being here in the Azores. We want this house to bring them joy, just like when we spend time here. We have been spending time here the last 3 months, for example.
Since New Year's Eve day,
yes,
we came, moved in, because the best way to find out if things need to be fixed or changed is to actually live in the house.
Yeah, and we just got connected to the house right away, and we just want the clients, we just want our guests to do the same. Having
spoken to them on a Zoom, we could feel their excitement and anticipation coming over to the island. So we are so excited for them.
Yeah, they couldn't wait to get here. They we email back and forth, and they watch the channel once a week, like some of you do as well. And they know some of the struggles we've been going through and the things we want to get done. And they constantly tell us, just relax, everything's going to be fine. And, that helped,
Yeah.
And now we're picking them up in about 2 hours. And it's a bit emotional in a way, because this is, it's like...
Don't get choked up now.
I know, sorry. This is sort of like... makes it all worth it, it is a business, but more than that, it's just we get to share this beautiful place, that exists on Earth. There's a lot of chaos going out there, and we feel that the Azores, these islands, have a lot to offer in many different ways.
Yeah. So now we're going to start with this video on how we found the house.
Yes.
Which was hiking one day, and we fell upon this house that had a for sale sign by the owner with just a phone number.
Yeah, that was quite interesting, because before we came on that trip, we were already planning. We had a project in with the government, the tourism project, which is still in the works. But we always thought maybe after we get the project approved and we do the project, maybe we'll buy something, and hopefully in this area, which is where I grew up when I was young, before I went to Canada. And it happened in the reverse. I remember as if it was yesterday. We went up, so the higher area of the village, and on the way down, I just happened to glance to my right, and I saw this piece of wood that just said "vend," which means for sale. I said, what is this? And we didn't know if it was still for sale. Someone forgot to take the sign down. We didn't know. And I said, look, let's take a picture of the sign with the number. And we contacted the owner.
But we should mention about the village that we're in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, before we continue the village. This is the village of São Mateus. This village is in the south part of the island, 20 minutes between Laje and Madalena, the two of the bigger towns here on the island. And all we have in front of us is the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. And vineyards.
And vineyards.
A lot of vineyards here.
Yeah, here you get both the countryside and the ocean, like you do in most of in all the islands of the Azores. But we are connected here. I'm obviously connected by being born on the island, my mom being from here, my dad being from the other village. We spend most of our time in Laje. And Laura's been coming for 12 years, and she's part of the fabric. She's now like she was born here. Don't you feel that?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Hard to leave.
Yeah, it's always hard to leave.
Yeah, but this is a beautiful village, like a lot of the villages in the Azores, the typical hanging over the ocean, and just very dramatic, actually. Now, having the number and the contact of the house, we still didn't know if it was for sale. So when we called and we kind of just asked, look, is this house still for sale? It's obviously speaking in Portuguese. And they said, yeah, it still is. So we had it listed about a year ago, but we took it down. But it is still for sale. And so anyways, we made an appointment. We got together with the owners. We went over to see the house.
So we're going to take you guys in for a little tour. Follow us.
Show us around.
This is the kitchen. We're going to be doing some renovations. We have a bedroom.
And the flooring is amazing.
There's a view.
Yeah, let's see. Wow. Yeah, it's all about the view here. I mean, this is an amazing spot, as you already seen. A lot of old furniture left in here. Yeah, like I said, the lighting is going to be a little dark because there is no electricity.
This is the hallway. So this is another bedroom.
They all have lots of light coming through all the rooms. It's a pretty large house. There was.
And there's a view.
Yeah. Oh,
To the
nice.
back.
Nice view.
There's a you can
Pico
see
right
Pico
behind.
there.
There you go. It's a bit cloudy, but nobody else behind to our just that house there. But to the other side, nobody. Very private.
Actually, that's a friend of ours, Joe.
Joe from Oakville.
Yeah, he's from Oakville too.
He was born in Oakville.
So this is the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a good sized bathroom. Obviously, we're going to do a few renovations to the few of the areas of the house.
Yeah, and we've got the living room, but we're actually gonna change this room into a bedroom. There's little stairs that go downstairs, but they're very steep, so we're actually gonna close this up. That's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
And turning this into a bedroom,
Yeah,
which is gonna have its own little door.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite rooms. Is this one? When we first saw it. Well, obviously, going to give you the full story.
Door and a own little patio that we're gonna put.
Look at the view here. It's just,
Table and chair.
it has its separate balcony, and obviously you're going to get there's the vantage point. There's the other balcony where we entered from.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's just Atlantic Ocean all the way around. What a portrait! You and the blue ocean behind you.
And then there's the.
This was an addition that they did to the original house. This house, I think it's about 100 years old, and they added this afterwards. This will be turned, I think, into a bedroom. It's probably the biggest. Let me just show the window. We want to give our followers all views, all angles, just so you guys can understand. Here's how the ceiling is. These are wood. Probably going to open up the ceiling in most of the house if we can. That's the back area, all the way up there. Look how big these walls are.
These are like solid
It's rock here.
rock.
So these are like obviously load bearing, so we're not going to move those. But
Yeah, so come on outside, we'll take you through the bottom part. So we're gonna go out the kitchen here. This is the view. So Carlos is just opening up the door downstairs. So we have some gardening to do.
it's a little dark in here, but let me just open some windows up.
This is the bottom part of the house. And these were the stairs that I told you about. Going up. And then this is another little room.
Probably going to be the laundry room or storage.
Yeah, I think it might be storage, yeah.
We're still trying to figure out what. But look at this is all wood. See the wood? Nice beams.
Yeah, really nice.
And the walls again. You see this?
Yeah, very, very thick walls.
Yeah. Even these rooms have nice views and.
Cute little window.
Now we had the eye on the house. It was like this, the rustic house as you see it. And we had an idea how much we wanted to spend. And then as we go through the tour, I remember her name is Gita, showing us, oh, and by the way, that piece of land is also available, is also part of the property. Remember that?
Yes.
And then we're like, looked at
We
each
were a
other.
little shocked.
Yeah, and then she was, oh, and also this lava house.
Part of the stone house. We'll show you the upper part.
Amazing. If you like lava, there's still some, actually the light in here is actually pretty, more than I thought. We haven't really, we're gonna look more in here, but as you can see, they probably made a bit of wine or moonshine in here.
But look at these walls.
Walls, and look at these beams, and these have been years, however, this is over 100 years old, maybe 150, maybe more. And these beams still stand up. This is, we're just gonna show you the upper level, the lava house. Let's get a quick look. It'll be dark in here, so hopefully there's enough light. Yeah, there it is. So even this is the original floor. Obviously you'd have to need new flooring in here. But it's beautiful. Years ago, this is what they built all over the island.
And then we got shocked again.
And then on my head, I'm just thinking we're not going to be able to afford this. That's basically how I was thinking. But it was within our budget, and the rest, like I say, is history. We were so happy, and these guys were great to deal with, the owners, because we were leaving a week from this point.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go back to Canada, and we had to get things sorted, and they held everything for us until we came back and we finalized.
Yeah, and then that's when we hit COVID.
We hit COVID.
Yeah.
Before we came back, we had to delay even longer.
Yeah.
So, the adventure started at that point.
Here we are, our last day at the condo. And the weather is really cooperating. So we're moving into our temporary short-term facility. Actually, it's a whole long story, but
Well, what date is it today? May 11th.
It's May 11th, and this is
Snow.
where we have snow.
Yeah. It's almost like someone doesn't want us to actually move.
No, you know what I think it is? I think it's somebody trying to test our patience.
Yeah, we'll pull them through. But we do have a problem.
We do have a problem.
We won't be able to use butter on these today. Is that all right?
That's okay.
Okay.
I think we can deal with
Our
it.
last 4 eggs cooked in the condo, coming up.
Yes.
You want it a little fried, a little hard, I want it a little softer.
This is Master Chef Carlos.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for the last
4 years.
4 years.
First, we sold the house 2.5 years ago, and then we couldn't go right away. The project we're trying to do on Pico is just slow. So we decided, okay, instead of renting for an extended amount of time, we decided, okay, let's buy the condo. It's probably going to take a couple of years. We're all ready to go there around May 16th, next week or this week coming. COVID came. We know we're not going to be moving for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So we did sell this pretty quick in February, quicker than we expected. And since we can't go, we got a few bumps, you know, with a few possible renters. You know, some people just are, you know, still pull up some stunts during these times. But anyways, we are now ready. My brother's gonna help me move. 6 feet distance, mask, gloves on. And yeah, we've been pretty much locked down, but we're gonna move over to a friend that reached out, had a house empty for now. And
They were our saviors, our
They're our
guardian
saviors, yeah.
angels.
Yeah, we'll pay actually in the long run. We're gonna pay.
Thank you to Sheila and Phil.
Yeah.
We so much appreciate what you've done.
Yeah, we'll return the favor when you come to Pico.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're just very, you know, at the end of packing all this. So it's been 2.5 years here, and it's been good. We turned this from a very dark, old place to what it is now, which is very nice.
Yes.
And
Painted the kitchen
yeah.
cupboards, changed the floors, painted the walls,
yeah, it looks like a brand new place.
redid the kitchen counter. Anyways,
It's stressful at times, but we did it.
yes. So
So let's have breakfast now.
yeah, we're gonna eat now, and we'll talk to you after, guys. To tell you guys why we chose this house, why we fell in love with it, was because of its location, its panoramic views of the ocean, and right behind us is beautiful, majestic Pico Mountain.
Yeah, this is one of the closest proximities to the crater, to the basically on the edge, at the very bottom of this volcano called Pico. And yeah, like I mentioned before, it's the best of the country and best of the ocean. And we're sort of higher above the village, overlooking the village of San Mateos. I mean, from anywhere in this house, the windows, which is something else we notice, all this light coming in.
Yeah, as you can see on our faces, it's
Yeah.
bright and sunny because with some of the houses here on the islands, they have small windows and they're a little bit darker
Dark,
inside.
yeah.
So that was one of the things that we were attracted to, was all this sunshine coming in.
Yeah, I mean, we love nature. I think the Azores is all about the nature. And when you can combine nature in and out, because in here, it's just, I don't know how many windows I have, you know, there's a lot of windows. Every room has at least a window, and some of them have 6, 7 windows. It's not a huge place. It's just really compact and homey. And I think we kept looking at each other, and we were kind of just on the same page, just basically saying lots of light, good bones, nice walls, very rustic.
Now the state of the house. So when we walked in, we thought, you know, we probably could do a few cosmetic things and rent it out. But as we went through, we realized, no, there's a lot more things that we wanted to do, especially because it had drop ceilings. And it also was very divided up into bedrooms, and they had a living room and a dining room at the back. And so yeah, so as we walked through, we realized that yeah, I think we're going to do a little bit more to this house.
Yeah, we kind of approached it from as if we were going to live in it. And you know, if we needed to live in this house, we just all we had to do was upgrade the kitchen. Bathroom was working, kind of clean everything up, and you know, the electricity, you know, it was already in place, so we could, you know, maybe paint it a little bit and we'd be fine, right? So, but we kind of said, look, if we're going to do something here, let's do it. And we took it from there, and where we created a huge list of things we wanted to do to it, like a bucket list. We knew we would never do everything.
Yeah, so we had some renderings done, and we also received a quote from a construction company. Unfortunately, the quote that came in cost just as much as what we paid for the house. So we thought it would be better that if we did more job to job. That way it gave us more time to make some other decisions.
Yeah, I mean, we think pretty much alike, but we're not exactly the same, right? So we had to go back and forth, and but I think overall we had the same ending in our vision. It just ways to get there. And yeah, the reason for the bucket list, we knew we weren't going to do all of it, and that's why it was a pretty big price tag. But it was important for us to know what things cost. We didn't know. I mean, it was not like we purchased any kind of construction materials. Here we're literally, this is our first entry.
We were newbies in
Yeah, we were
this
newbies,
renovation
yeah.
process. Although we did renovate our condo, we learned a little bit, but this was a completely different bird.
Well, on an island. We're in a place in a different country. Really not used to a lot of things. Over the last 2 years, we've learned a lot, of course. But that helped us kind of say, okay, well, this is what's possible, and let's.
So some of the things that were on the bucket list, or that we knew that we were going to do, there was drop ceilings in this house, and we wanted to take out the drop ceilings and create a cathedral ceiling and expose the beams that were inside these drop ceilings. Also, as I had mentioned, the house was very cut up, so there was walls that we wanted to take down because we wanted to do a whole open concept kitchen into the living room. So that's kind of what we started with.
We wanted to actually have wood, everything wood, like the ceiling, but aside from the beams, the rest of the wood was it was never meant to be shown. It was just to build the roof, so tiles could go on top. So we wound up covering it, and with drywall and insulation.
Yeah, that was one of the key things, is that we wanted to insulate the house, because the houses here, most of the older houses are not insulated. So that's one thing we wanted to do.
Yeah, the things that we then said we're not doing, we need a solution. The solution became the better choice at the end of the day, as far as we're concerned, like looking back now. I'm glad we went that road instead of just trying to rush into everything.
Yeah.
As we continue, I just want to remind you to stay till the end for our reveal, because you will be impressed. I think, because we can actually look back and say, oh my God, look what we've done. And but for now, we could continue on just kind of taking you through the renovations of the house. I'm not a handy guy.
Oh yes, we should mention that.
Very far from that. If my dad was the complete opposite. A lot of people I know here on the island are very handy, and they know a lot of this, a lot of that. And Laura would say, well, I think we can do that. We can do it. I'm like, I don't think we can, but we did. Like, I remember taking the ceiling down.
Oh God.
That experience, I'm like, I was thinking in my head.
The bugs that were on top of this drop ceiling, it was just unbelievable.
I was wearing stuff I've never worn before. Mask, breathing. I had to get these breathing apparatuses. At the end of the day, because we have a lot of humor, like we're actually, we laugh at ourselves, and that kind of got us through, because some things you're scared to do, and what are you inhaling here? This, I always go to the worst case scenario. And
Carlos is a bit of a comic a comedian.
Yeah, when I'm feeling down, frustrated, as soon as I get through it, because I will have my little episode, then humor pulls me out of it. Johnny! Back to my usual self, which is usually happy-go-lucky.
Yes. Okay. So
Laura's not. She always looks at always the best scenario. I tend to go the other way.
I don't get as nervous as Carlos does.
No, it's true. So.
Anyways, let's start with the kitchen. So when we walked in, we knew that the kitchen really had to be redone. It was, there wasn't much to it. And there was also a very old oven. And this used to be an old wood oven inside the house. but they had tiled it up. So way back when, they used to use these big ovens to cook in, and
Wood ovens, yeah.
ovens. And we noticed that with the chimney, there was a leakage. There was water coming in, so it wasn't something that we could have used again.
It was the only place that we noticed had water kind of coming in a little bit.
Yeah, so we decided that we need to remove that. And then having removed that, that was quite an ordeal that day. Oh, Carlos was so nervous. We had a big tractor come in. What'd you call it? A tractor? A bulldozer.
It was
a bulldozer.
It was one of those that are multifunctional and can bulldoze it. Yeah, he used, I mean...
you guys that
professional.
you've seen our channel, but it was the way he was taking it down. He was very gentle, but
not me. I had to close my eyes.
It was nerve-wracking. Once that was taken out, this was the perfect exit to the backyard. So that's when we decided that we were going to do a little bit of an extension of the oven.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a lot of, again, that was a great solution, because the alternative, and it was part of the bucket list, was to remove the hall wall to go through there.
We thought we would do sliding doors going out to the back, but this economically, feasibly, it was better to do this way with the where the chimney was. So anyway, so we did that.
Yeah, and we were always taking our time deciding on things, maybe sometimes too long, but we needed to do that because when we were seeing not just how much the cost would be, how long it would be, understanding the process of taking that wall down, what goes into it, what's inside these walls, which is like, first you have the lava rock, and then you have cement on both sides. And
it
you
was
have
huge stones.
Yeah, and earthquake protection,
wire mesh.
Wire mesh. So remember you wanted to expose this wall just behind us here?
Oh yeah, this one back here.
Like to make it look lava rock?
So it looked like stones. But yeah, like you said, once we found out what was inside the wall, we thought, no way, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no.
So anyways, we're going back to the extension. So we hired some people, and it did take longer than we thought it would, but it eventually got done.
We should pause there. I mean, it's supposed to take a month, took 7 months.
Okay,
we're not
I
going to
didn't
get
want
at
to
the
bring
end.
that up.
Yeah, at the end, we're going to spend a little bit, because this is a raw channel, okay? We're transparent. We want to share, and we have done that through the videos, but some of you might be watching for the first time. At the end, we kind of go into some of the problems we had and frustrations, and I think it's fair that we share that as well.
Yeah. All right, so going on to the bathroom, again, we could have left it the way it was, but it just wasn't to our liking. And so we decided to take out the bathtub, not knowing that the bathtub was in cement, in cement blocks. Yeah. So something that you think, back home in Canada, you can just rip it out because they just use wood to frame it. The gentleman that we had hired, it took him, I think, 2 days to chisel this bathtub out.
Oh my God, I remember. He's a nice guy too. He's our neighbor. His name is Cesar. And I walked in one day. First of all, I always saw it was dust, smoke, actually. It looked like smoke. And he's in there, and he's just, he had the drill, the big cement driller, and just going nuts. Comes out, they had blood on his knees, and I'm like, what are you doing, Cesar? In Portuguese, he doesn't speak English. And he goes, wow.
Yeah, because he was taking the tiles off the wall. We decided to completely gut this bathroom. when you walked into the older bathroom, there was a toilet and a bidet, and then on the opposite side was a sink. And we thought that it would be better to get rid of the bidet, put the sink on the other side, the same side as the toilet, because it would give you a little bit more space walking in.
And the bathtub was bulky, and now
Yeah.
with the walk-in shower, just a lot cleaner, and it just...
And I had to put a bench in the shower
there's a
for
bench.
us ladies who have to shave our legs, so we need something to put our foot on.
Yeah, I sit there sometimes. It's actually quite nice.
You sit there and look out the window,
I do. I always look up-
contemplating life.
I think I've shared in a few videos just standing there and looking out this really small window, but when you look out, you get to see the country and the ocean. We have sheep out there, birds. It adds to the a nice relaxing shower experience.
Yes,
That's for
yes.
sure. So the flooring was in basically part of the living dining area, and then in what is now the bedroom, one of our bedrooms. It was wood in there, and it was beautiful wood. We wanted to leave it. The rest was...
But don't forget, there was also a hole in the floor that led down into the basement crawl
Stairs.
space. Yeah.
And then when we did the extension, we had to put other tile in there. We couldn't get the ceramic tile to match the kitchen tile. So we would have had like wood, that type of tile, another type of tile. So we just said,
let's
do it all.
do it all.
Yeah, and we use nice vinyl, the nicest vinyl. It deals better with wetness. And
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, 2-3 years from now, we can say that, perfect, perfect job.
Yeah.
And
So that room was, like Carlos said, was a living room. Turned it into a bedroom. And then opposite to that room, they made into a dining room.
Yeah.
Which we then turned into a bedroom because we thought
That makes more sense.
makes more sense. Yes.
Right. And then the rest, we opened it up and we have living room, dining, kitchen, and the extension room could be like a sunroom, laundry room. It's a multifunctional room.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So then the other thing that we had to definitely do was to replace all the windows, because originally we thought, okay, well maybe we can sand them and repaint them, but no, they were completely rotted.
apart, yeah.
And honestly, that was a good decision too, because it changed the house a little bit. It just made it a little
Dramatic,
newer, a little more dramatic.
It modernized it right off. Like
Yes.
from one day to the next, if there's anything that modernized this house, was the windows. Because we got a bit of, some people always like the old, I mean, so do I, but sometimes it just doesn't work to keep the old, especially if it's not working.
Yeah.
We tried fixing some of them. The first attempt, we knew right off the bat, this wood's just gonna, and again, it's gonna let in moisture. It's gonna affect anyone staying here.
Yeah.
The interior, so.
But we did keep the two originals in the second bedroom. And eventually we'll change those as well. And also behind me, the windows in the hallway, we kept those. And again, we'll eventually change those too.
Yeah, we couldn't, I mean, at the end of the day, the longer the reno was taking,
The
more
budget was getting...
more it costs, and you don't know until you get into it. Well, people that have renovated before know. And some renovations you can control it more. Here on the island, with the conditions of some of the worker, it's harder to control because you really don't know.
Expect more time and more money.
More money, yeah. But just try to control it. I think, thank God we did job to job, which took longer. But if we didn't like a certain worker, well, some of the workers just left. I'll cut to the chase. We'll touch more
You'll have
later.
to refer to the other video.
Videos,
Carlos talks about that. Oh, sorry, somebody's calling us.
Yeah, the cost of the overall of the windows. I mean, obviously, there's so many of them. There's the cost winds up being, pretty hefty. Definitely worth doing. It was definitely worth doing them, especially the door that we replaced. We decided to go with the window. Yeah, so the door was the one in the bedroom where, afterwards, just looking out through the bed, first thing you see when you're lying in the bed is look out and there's this glass door, see the ocean. It's just It's amazing, really. It's a great way to wake up.
Yes.
And we knew right away it was worth doing these windows, even though it costs a little bit. And eventually we'll do the other ones. I don't mind the old-fashioned part of the house, which is the windows in the bedroom and in the hall.
Yeah, but they can be a little bit drafty. So, having insulated the house, we want to make sure we keep it.
Yeah, because they're framed, the new ones. These other ones are like wood framed, falling apart. So as soon as we can do that, we'll do it.
Yeah.
It's all about money now.
It's always about money.
No, we need money. We need the fumes. I always joke about the fumes are making me dizzy, actually.
The electrical wires tend to be on the outside of the wall. We wanted to add some more outlets. So what they do, because these are huge stone, like thick walls, they have to drill a tunnel in the wall in order to put the wires.
Which I didn't know. When they first started explaining this to me,
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that mean? When I saw it, I said, wow, this is...
It's like, how are they going to do that?
Yeah, but it's the way to do it. No one actually likes doing that job.
No.
We were lucky we had a really good electrician. He was a local guy here, Nuno. His name is Nuno Martins.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, and when we called him, he was here. He's an honest guy, on time, knew his stuff, suggested things, volunteered information, spoke English very well.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually suggested to put 2 panels because he wasn't enough. I guess before the
previous owners, they didn't use a lot of electricity.
It was gas, stove, for
Yeah.
example. Now we have electric. Everything's electric now. Because to rent out a property it needs to be electric.
Yes.
But we needed to go from 15 amps, which is the minimal, to 30. Okay, because
Yeah, you can't turn the kettle and the toaster on at the same time, or the microwave, because you're in a blackout.
Yeah, so we did all that. These are things you learn, but the electrical, getting the right lighting, little things.
Yeah, because we wanted to put some nice chandeliers through the open concept living room kitchen.
Place is already well lit up. Like during the day, it's fairly blind. We did painted white. We figured to use the lighting to be more, like how do you call it? More
to create an atmosphere.
Yeah, so they're not as bright. The LD's kind of soft lighting.
LED. It's more the
soft
kind
lights.
of like the yellow. A lot of people use that white fluorescent lighting, which I hate.
Yes.
It kind of reminds me of when I was in school, the fluorescent lighting you'd have over your head.
Yeah, that's a lot nicer, a lot softer now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and we actually added the lights on the outside of the house too, with the same ambiance.
yes. Okay, I think that's it for the inside. Let's go to the exterior.
The front garden, we completely ripped out all the weeds, and we put cardboard down. And then I had the bright idea of using the soil from our land. So I had Carlos dig a whole big bunch of soil to put on top of the cardboard. Turned out that there was grass growing in that, so that kind of defeated the purpose.
Yeah, 20 barrels later, I had one of the guys that lives around here, this man, he goes, I don't know, I don't want to, butt in, but you're bringing dirt that already has the weeds you're trying to, I'm like, you're right.
People must have thought we were completely crazy.
Yeah. But we had a good laugh, but it's fine. I mean,
yeah, so we double layered it, and then I added kind of mounds to create some height in the garden, and used a lot of succulents, and found plants that we either were dumped beside the garbage, like the huge cactus that we found.
Yeah.
And it's growing beautifully now. We just stuck it in the ground. Now it's growing. That's a great thing about succulents. You just stick them in the ground and they grow. And we found some agaves, some baby ones, and they're also growing quite well.
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing too. We transplant plants that we find around the island to here. It's just it's an evolution, and obviously the people staying here for a year. can go and add as many plants and flowers. We welcome that. Makes maybe they like gardening, and that'll be awesome because.
Yeah.
But you know, it was Laura was the designer, and most of the work was by her. I was just a helper, and it looks amazing. And
Well, thank you, honey.
Yeah, a lot different. A lot different. I just didn't. Our main argument was I don't want this. I don't want succulents 100%. Like the garden be 100% succulents everywhere.
But there are flowers that Carlos likes and didn't realize that they were actually succulents.
No, but I want more plants, more greenery.
Yes.
We need to get away now from succulents a little bit more.
Yeah, so we added a few of the Japanese trees.
Yes,
right?
the dragons.
You got,
Yeah,
dragon trees. Dragon trees. We redid the pathway coming up to the house because that was a little bit unsafe,
Yes.
uneven. So we tackled that.
Yes.
And
There's some steps there.
And then Carlos and our friend Charlie built these beautiful stone steps going up to the side of the house. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
The other thing was the front porch, the walls, they call it a cow look. So it's the black stone and they paint white in between the stones. And I wasn't too crazy about that look. So we got some paint that looked like the lava color, and I painted all the white in between the stones. And honestly, I think it looks so much better.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
But I do, I mean, some people like that cow look, and it does work with some houses. But here, I just didn't feel that it worked for us.
The next thing we did was I wanted to build up the wall on the side all the way high to give us some privacy. These are things that we knew we wanted to do, and we did that, and it looks amazing. And I just picture the white and with the blue ocean. It's a bit of the Greek look. That's how I label it. And look, it turned out better than I expected. I didn't think of putting walls in the back. We're going to cement from here all the way. Okay, we're going to cement. Come about here. So be a wall, a little wall coming here, little gate going up, step into the patio, and then the wall then will carry on about here. The wall carry around all the way to behind the house, and here we will build a barbecue. Actually, Rui is going to do all this, and he's going to do a nice barbecue for us, churrasco, and I think it's going to look good here. We'll have some nice privacy here. Table, chairs to eat, and then inside here be more of a lounging area. Put a small covering pergola in here. It'll be a nice lounge. You can see the countryside. Pico Mountain, when it's windy in the front, we come to the back, and vice versa. That's the key. And we went back and forth. Laura wanted to.
Well, we didn't go back. We had a huge fight about that.
No walls in the back.
Carlos didn't want walls, and I said we have to have walls because you have to designate the patio area and for privacy and security.
Yes.
And even though the walls aren't really high, it just designates the patio area.
No, but it also protects. That's when someone explained that part to me. When it rains a lot, because everything's descends, right? Then I got it right off the bat. I said walls are the best things to put here.
Yes.
I got on board quick. And then the idea came to put the barbecue churrasco, they call it here, attached to the wall, and
that's another bone of contention.
Yeah, but that's one of the few things that need to be done. But the rest of it looks awesome. I mean, I just finished painting yesterday, the second coat, and
I was standing inside in our sunroom, and I was like, wow, that is so bright and sunny. You know, it does make you feel like you're in Greece.
It does. It does that Greek look, and I filmed it a few times as I'm walking, and all you see is the white walls and the blue ocean. And I think that I had that in my mind, and if we can get to that point, I'd be very happy. And it kind of, for me, it just ties everything together to have the space that you need to have, because it's not just about indoor. I think here, when the weather is nice, you're outdoor most of the time anyways. And there's an ease about going in and out of this house because we have the entrance from the back, the sliding doors, and the door and the two doors in the front. And when I catch myself, even standing in the balcony or in the patio in the back, and I look through the hall window, which I can see through the living room, and through these windows right in front of me, I can literally see the ocean. You know, like
Yeah, so
it's
no matter where you're
yeah.
standing in the house, you can see
See
the
the
ocean.
ocean, yeah. I've done where I'm walking in the inside hall, just behind me. As soon as I walk, I look to my right, the ocean. I walk to the next in the hall, next entry, ocean. I walk to the kitchen, look to my right, another window with the ocean. Look to the left, you have the greenery.
I
And
think we get it.
you get it. Anyways, but that's something that makes me really feel good, and helps me handle the frustration. There are some things that still need to be done. Top priority would be the barbecue, okay, which I mentioned. It's part of the wall in the back in the patio. We do have someone that's going to do it. All we have to do is give them the go ahead. We're just going back and forth, just kind of making sure that what type of barbecue we want and when we want to do it, okay? Because there's a cost involved as well. But at least we found someone that can do the job, and
Yeah.
and we're happy with that.
Yeah, and one of the other things that we also need to make a priority is putting a heater and air conditioning unit inside the house with a dehumidifier.
Yeah, and that again, we're
We
we're
got-
waiting. We're
for
waiting.
another quote.
Yeah, it's a lot of waiting going on. We're
Yes.
waiting for this, waiting for a quote, and we wait, and it's
Yeah, so that's one thing you guys have to expect if you ever move here or do renovations is waiting.
yeah. Have patience. Actually, I wish I would have gone somewhere that I could have been hypnotized. Actually, with more patience.
With more patience.
Anyways,
That's definitely something else we've learned.
but I think I do have more patience now than I did before.
Really?
Or
Do
throughout.
you?
I think so. I feel like I
I don't know
have.
about that.
We also want to put some pergolas in the front here and in the back. Just out of wood, just nothing over the top. But that's something that again, it was part of the vision that we had, and I think for shade as well, because it does get pretty sunny. And when you're in the full sun, it gets kind of hot. Even though we'll have umbrellas, to be outdoor. That just will lend more of an outside kind of hangout area.
Yeah. So speaking of umbrellas, you just have to be careful because it does get windy here, and we found some chairs to put outside. They're almost like a teak wood,
Yeah.
really heavy chairs because we didn't want to put anything out there that was going to get blown away.
Yeah, you have to be conscious. Just know when it's coming and put stuff away that needs to be away, or make sure they're heavy. But when it's like today, very beautiful day, like summer day.
Oh, it's a
nice
beautiful
breeze.
beautiful sunny Sunday to welcome our guests.
Yeah, to welcome our guests, we'll touch a little bit more on that. But actually, we should say the sheep. Just started the sheep. Just happened this way. We usually get someone brings their sheep here to eat the grass.
Organic lawnmowers.
Yeah, and they brought him in 2 days ago. We actually filmed it.
It was so cute.
Yeah.
They were following the owner
Yeah.
up the road past our house and then up our driveway into our field.
Yeah, and they're there right now. They'll be here for a little bit till they eat all the grass.
They're here to welcome our guests.
They're here to welcome our guests. It's an added bonus. The other thing that eventually we're going to do, it's just an idea that we had. Actually, I came up with it, right? We had different ideas, and there's two parts to it. It's where the pigsty is. There's one area where Laura wants to put in one of those wood burning
Hot tubs.
hot tubs.
Or just a soaking tub.
Yeah, it'll fit really nice. And then you have the other area, which I already started knocking down the walls. Actually, that's where I got hurt that time.
Yeah,
where
and I
couldn't-
wasn't here.
No, you were here. You were about leaving. You were about to leave.
No, I thought I left her.
No, you were helping me out of the bed into the bathroom.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Oh, yeah. He really hurt his back.
Anyways, this is how we argue sometimes. We're gonna leave that in so they can see it. Anyway, so I couldn't finish it, but pretty basic. I just want to smooth it out. There's a really nice tree behind it to put some cover, and it'll be a nice lounging area away from the house. Another different type of view, looking more to the
That's in the
to
future.
the east. Yes, it's to the future.
Unless our guest,
Yeah,
Glenn is very handy.
yeah,
Maybe Glenn will do it.
yeah. If he, you never know, he might even have very good ideas for it. We'll welcome. We're pretty open-minded. We're gonna call it the Bamboo Lizard Lounge. By the way, I already have a name picked out for it.
Yeah, so nobody else can take that name. So why this reno took longer? As you know, or maybe you don't know, Carlos and I live in Canada as well, part-time, and just going back and forth, and that, took a little bit more time because we found that work gets done faster when you're actually here on the island overseeing the workers. So,
But it's not foolproof.
no, it's not foolproof,
no,
but
it's just-
that is one thing that we did find was especially when Carlos was here, because he speaks Portuguese, so he was able to get on the phone and, get things
it
done
helps.
more.
It helps a little bit, I'll be honest, because at the end of the day, through the videos, about 70% are great workers, and you have the other 30%. If you get stuck with the 30%, they'll finish when they're ready, or they won't even finish the job. That's basically something you have to kind of get used to, and that obviously over a period of time will delay and keep delaying and so forth. But it's not all about the workers. We also took our time deciding after we had the quote, and we took our time making sure we understood types of insulation, types of materials. Do we want it this way? It was just also after COVID, things were delayed. So it was a combination of things. And but the most important thing is we have arrived, and the reno is basically finished.
We're finished. So now here we are today, March 24th, 2024. So we want you guys to sit back and relax and enjoy the tour.
What did you guys think? Did you enjoy the tour? Did you see the difference between the very beginning, throughout, and to the end product? Because sometimes during this whole process, we forgot where we came from. We would forget the images of how the house looked at the beginning, the things we had to do to it, to really say, you know what, we've done a lot. And now looking back, it was worth every sweat, blood, and tears. Is
And
it the
fights.
same? And fights and arguments and frustrations. Definitely, we're so happy. We just want now whoever stays here to be happy, enjoying this beautiful space.
We want to thank all of you who have been with us since the beginning, supporting us and our channel, and definitely making a difference in keeping our sanity.
Yeah, I mean, thinking back, you know, all the unbelievable comments that we would get day in, day out. Every time we released a video, a lot of the videos were about the renovations.
It
And
was
helped.
encouragement.
Encouraging, inspiring for us. It kind of, you know, we were doing the videos and the renovations. A lot of stuff we're juggling. But, it's, you know, we have so many great regular followers. And then we'd get some new ones on board that were like, wow, I didn't know about Pico. Look at these guys are doing. Maybe I'll do the same thing. And all this kind of helps our energy when we're dealing with an issue, a problem, a frustration. And
And I
yeah,
think we're over 8,000, almost
I think we're
close to 9.
yeah. So
Almost
I just think
9,000 subscribers,
you know,
guys.
we couldn't have done it without. I'm going to say that because I mean, we had a lot of help along the way. People from here, we can't forget that. The good workers that we got that kind of had to correct some of the jobs that weren't done. Just their patience and
Yeah, because I know that we talk about some of, you know, the bad workers, but I think we really should thank those workers, like you
there's
said.
so many. I'm not even going to mention names.
No, we're not mentioning names, but yes, we definitely want to, you know, point out the guys that really did a great job.
Yeah, like I don't want to, because I might miss one of the good guys there. Because when we talk about the bad workers, there were only a few of them, but they made a big difference.
Yes.
They did make an impact on it was negative, because we depended on them to do a lot of the work. You see, but aside from that, some of the guys that did do what they promised, they were honest, and we couldn't have done it without them, honestly. And some of them that, you know, we learned from how to do some of the work that we ended up doing, tiling and
We've
things.
definitely learned a lot.
Yeah. So, but guys, look, this is not the end. It's just a continuation, and it's the beginning of something else. Who knows? Maybe we'll buy another house and renovate it.
Yeah.
Not right away. No, we have other things going on.
Yeah,
that
like travel. That is part of our business is travel, tourism.
The project that we're still under development, but just we want to rest a bit.
Yeah.
We want to take a breather.
Yeah, maybe for a couple of days.
A couple of days.
But anyways, guys, we are ending the video here, and you know what to do. You have to please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified of our upcoming videos.
Yeah, the like is very important. So YouTube looks at the likes and shares our videos more. And we do believe there's other followers out there that have never seen one of our videos, and they will become followers, because once they do, they'll do what you've done. And it's connect with us, not only us, but the main character, Pico Island, the Azores, this type of lifestyle. And I think this is why we decided to share this experience, because we feel that there's other people out there that
have the same dream.
Yeah, they have the same dream, desire.
Yeah.
That sometimes you just need a little bit of inspiration. See other people like them doing it. It doesn't take people with millions of dollars. You know, it takes a lot of hard work and belief. And
so we hope that we have inspired you guys. If this is your dream, to pursue it. So please, if you haven't already, hit that like button.
And we got to go to the airport.
Yes, we have to go pick up our guests.
All right.
So we will see you guys in the next video. Ciao.
All right, guys. Thank you.